Fran, what kind of player could be available for the Toronto Raptors at the ninth?
Well, there are people that think the draft stops at 8, so it'll be interesting to see who is there, but there's going to be a quality player there. Depending on what the Raps need, there's going to be a couple really good young big men available, I believe there, and one of them that fits perfectly is a young man by the name of Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis, the son of Arvydas Sabonis, the great player, the Portland Trailblazers, who had a great career at Gonzaga. He'll be sitting there, I believe. He's a tough, rugged guy, real blue-collar guy, probably going to be in the league for 12 years. Reminds me of a young Louis Scola. Okay, so that's a guy that could be available. Henry Ellenson out of Marquette, another big man who can play offensively, a little more diversified than Sabonis. He can play away from the basket some. Also is tough enough to bang inside. And then, you just never know. One of these guys that we've been talking about, a Marquise Chris, a Bender from Croatia, one of the guards could slip to 9. And, the Raps might be sitting pretty at that point.
Now, of these players that you've mentioned, they've all been touted as prospects.
Yeah.
Could any of them help a team, especially a contending team, in their rookie season?
Well, that's the tricky part, because if you, yes, Buddy Hield and Chris Dunn, two guys who are not likely to be there. So other than those two terrific upperclassmen, the rest of the early part of this draft, as you know, Dan, is usually young. And that means you're taking a kid who's either coming over from overseas, who's 19 or 20, like a Bender, who's really only 18, or a young player like an Ellenson, who's a freshman, a Marquise Chris from Washington, who's only a freshman. And the tricky part there for Toronto is while they enjoy having the 9th pick, because they've just come off this terrific run, they're probably looking more at a prospect as opposed to the production of a veteran guy next year, unless something crazy happens, like a Hield or somebody, as I mentioned, slips.